Hello there, friends. Welcome to another episode of Mathematical Storytime with Miss Lindell and Ender. Ender's got a lot of energy today because he hasn't had a walk, so this should be interesting. Today's story comes from a book called Humble Pie, Where Math Goes Wrong in the Real World by Matt Parker. It's a book I've been reading lately, and it's really interesting and comes up with a lot of really funny ways where, and some not so funny, some very serious ways where things have gone wrong because of math. And so this first case is going to be one where the number 7 million is not quite large enough. So here we go. This is about a Pepsi ad and an incentive program that they had in 1995. Pepsi ran a promotion where people could collect Pepsi points and then trade them in for Pepsi stuff. A t-shirt was 75 points, sunglasses were 175 points, and there was even a leather jacket for 1,450 points. Wearing all three at once would get you some serious 90s points. The TV commercial where they advertised the points for stuff concept featured someone doing exactly that. But the people making the commercial wanted it to end on some zany bit of classic Pepsi craziness. So, wearing the t-shirt, shades, and the leather jacket, the ad protagonist flies his Harrier jet to school. Apparently, this military aircraft could be yours for 7 million Pepsi points. The joke is simple enough. They took the idea behind Pepsi points and extrapolated it until it was ridiculous. Solid comedy writing. But they then seemingly didn't do the math. 7 million sure does sound like a big number, but I don't think the team creating the ad bothered to run the numbers and check that it was definitely big enough. But someone else did, and at the time, each AV-8 Harrier II jump jet brought into action cost the United States Marine Corps over $20 million. And thankfully, there's a simple way to convert between US dollars and Pepsi points. Pepsi would let anyone buy additional points for 10 cents each. Now, I'm not familiar with the market for secondhand military aircraft, but a price of $700,000 on a $20 million aircraft sounds like a good investment because it was only going to take $700,000 to buy a Harrier jet with your Pepsi points. And so a guy named John Leonard tried to cash in on this. And it was not just a lame tried, he actually went all in. The promotion required that people claim their prizes with an original order from the Pepsi Stuff catalog, traded a minimum of 15 original Pepsi points, and included a check to cover the cost of any additional points required, plus $10 for shipping and handling. So John did all of this. Using an original form, he collected 15 points from Pepsi products, and then put $700,000, or $708,000, no, $700,008.50 into escrow. You got to cover that shipping and handling, with his attorneys to back the check. The guy actually raised the money and was serious about this. So Pepsi initially refused his claim, saying that the Harrier jet in the commercial is fanciful and is simply included to create a humorous and entertaining ad, which is what they intended. But Leonard was already lawyered up and ready to fight this. And so they actually fought this in court. And so basically they go on, he talks about the court case and how the Pepsi company had to prove that this ad was meant to be funny and was not meant to be taken seriously. And the guy never actually did get his jet. Leonard versus PepsiCo Incorporated is now a part of legal history. So yeah, pretty much you can't collect Pepsi points and expect to get a Harrier jet out of it. And then in the future, they took steps to correct the issue and increased the value of the Harrier jet in the ad to 700 million instead. But all based off of a simple mathematical assumption, or non-mathematical assumption, that 7 million was indeed big enough. And in this case, it wasn't. So that's your story time with Miss Lindell and Ender for today. Hope you had a good one. See you later.